EmGuarde intensive training today, 11 a.m., 4th of October. Okay, who here you're already selling EmGuardes already? You're already selling already. How is it going so far? Very good. Are you getting good results? Yes. Some people not yet. Who here you are still finding it? You feel like you're not ready yet. Still a lot of information. You still need some information. Thanks for the honesty. Yeah, and let's also keep our phone on silent mode. Yeah, for the duration of today's training. Thank you so much. I need to also make sure my phone is silent. Yep. Okay. So those of you who feel like you're getting results, so some of you are not getting results yet. Okay, this training is very, very important for you to absorb. Okay. Then screen. Thank you. Okay, so these are the 5 things covered with the first half of this PowerPoint. First one is other similar concept product in the market. What is EmGuarde's core technology? What is EmGuarde defending us from? If EmGuarde is harmonizing the radiation, how come we still receive phone calls and Wi-Fi signals? And the one reason why EmGuarde is built. So this will be the 5 points in the first half of today's training. Okay, anybody has received some, what do you call that, questions from your customers, and they compare EmGuarde with other products? Anybody, by show of hands? Most of you guys not yet, right? Because in my experience, I've been selling this for the last 3.5 months. Nobody actually asked me, hey, also got this one. I also got this one. What is the difference? So far, I got 0 from Malaysia. But from my team in Dubai, when they got to know about EmGuarde, they said, hey, there's actually certain other products that they already own. And let me tell you the price tag. It is double, triple the price of EmGuarde. Double and triple the price of EmGuarde. What's the difference? So there are certain things out there in the market. So let's explore other similar concept products in the market. And by the way, this part of this training is not to, how do you say, bash or downgrade any product in the market. We believe every product is made for a purpose, but this is for educational purposes. So that when we are faced with some customers with these kind of products in their home, you will know how to respond. Okay? So these are the other similar products in the market. Okay? This one, who has seen this one before? The sticker. Then you put the sticker, right, behind the phone and all that. Anybody own this before? Anybody bought this? Some of you, yeah? Now, this one, right, where we did our research, the most easiest thing to do is we use this one, right, our detector. So when we put the sticker onto the phone and we still put the detector onto the phone, guess what? It is still beep, beep, beep. It is still beeping, means it is still emitting a lot of radiation. So this sticker, if you go to the BBC or do some research online, Smart Dot, there are many brands out there, protection phone sticker have no effect. And this was in January 2021. So we have done our research through our testing, right? There is no way to determine how these stickers actually work. Now, when you were to open up and read the fine print of these stickers, what most of them do is a heat reducer. So when you use your phone, when you put the sticker on your phone, you feel that the phone is less hot, right? So when people feel that it's less hot, maybe they feel that it's lower radiation. All right. Now, from the stickers' point of view, these companies, they are not wrong also, because heat is a form of radiation. So you cannot say that they are selling something wrong. Heat is a form of radiation as well. But in terms of what we're detecting with the detector and other measurement, this does not do anything much. Yeah. So this is the first one. Okay. Now there's a second one. Anybody seen this before? Some, yeah. Alpha spin, yeah. It's just a little thing. And by the way, they are not cheap, yeah. And people who buy this, they buy multiples in one house. Alpha spin, this is their product description. This is not from us. This is from their company itself. It is a special German tool that balances energy, countering radiation, negative effects from devices like phone and TV. It improves energy flow in our body, promoting balance, strength, calmness, things like that. It tackles harm from sources like Wi-Fi. So they're pretty much talking the same thing about preventing on radiation. Again, a lot of customers that have this, all right, they buy multiple, and when they buy multiple, it costs more than an EmGuarde. And again, back to basic, we use what? The detector, and measure whether it is actually helping the levels of the radiation in the home. Again, through the testing, the beeping sound is still there. All right. So most of the products in the market through the last 3.5 months of my own research, also on the EmGuarde technical team research, there is no way of testing how those products work. You just have to trust what they say on the leaflet. And that's how they've been selling it. Yeah. So most of it are like this. So this one, again, no way of testing. Anybody seen this brand before, VivoBase? No. Some people yes, some people no. Now VivoBase, they have a few models like the car model, the what do you call the portable or the home model. Again, this one they do very, very different. In fact, I've been receiving from my team a lot on this brand in Malaysia. Yeah, it's a German company. They create a protective field that counters the harm caused by electrosmoke, electromagnetic radiation. This field resembles a natural one, restoring our body's balance. So VivoBase helps our body internal mechanism return to normal, making it harder for outside energy to disrupt. Now, based on the leaflet that we have read and do some research, this VivoBase does not really counter the radiation. It actually sends out a specific layer or field to protect your body from radiation harm. So which means, question now, again, this is not to bash any brand. Question is, which one is better, prevention or cure? Which one is better? Prevention, right? So through the EmGuarde technology, it cuts off the waves of the radiation before it gets to you or me, right? But what the VivoBase is saying, it actually creates a protective shield on your body so that you can heal from the harms of radiation, which means the EMR has already affected you and it tried to balance it out. How they do it, don't know, because it's also a patented or their own technology. So again, this one is very different from EmGuarde. It doesn't cut the radiation source. It's just affecting the water molecule or creating a field in your body so that you can recover from radiation harm. Are you guys clear on this so far? So they are totally different things, but having the same goal of protecting us from radiation. Okay, so this is VivoBase. And then we have like something like this, RailGuard, no electricity, it's just a little piece. Again, it sends out special frequency to help our cells produce more energy. Again, it doesn't talk about cutting off radiation. It sends up frequency to help our cells produce more energy. So we have to read the leaflet of these products and understand what they are doing. Protects from 5G, again, sending out frequencies to help our body cope with effects of 5G. So again, there's not many ways of testing. Again, we go back to the RD. Is it still showing radiation? Yes, means we don't know how to test anymore. Okay, so these are all the things in the market, stickers and all that stuff that we couldn't really verify. And this is the last one we're going to talk about today, Wave Rider. This is selling for about the same price as EmGuarde, about the same, 6,000-7,000 ringgit. Okay, again, it helps to counter the effects of man-made waves and make it safe for our cells. And they also claim to have a radius. However, when we use the RD detector, when this is turned on, it is still showing radiation from the phones. So again, why these products? A lot of you guys have not heard about it before because you see, we are in the EnerGic business. We believe in demo. We believe in showing the customers how this particular technology helps you and your family, right? But most of the products in the market, unfortunately, does not have this. They just create a technology and they just send out certain frequencies to help to counter the effects. Once again, when it comes to the RD, it doesn't show any differences. If you encounter some of the customer with this at home, use your RD and show them. That's the best way. Yeah, who already has your RD? Your RD? Everybody, right? That's our tool. Okay, so what is the EmGuarde core technology, ladies and gentlemen? This is the EmGuarde core technology. So a lot of people, they ask, so what does it actually do? What does it do? Because when we talk about radiation and EMR, it is invisible. You cannot see, you cannot taste, you cannot touch. So again, we have to know more onto the technology. So when we talk about a typical EM radiation source, there is a pathway of the radiation to get to our brain and our eyes. So this pathway, what the EmGuarde is doing is, when this is turned on, currently the EmGuarde is turned on, it analyzes the coverage area, and what does it do? It sends out something called a cancellation frequency. Can everybody say cancellation frequency? Cancellation frequency. That is the technology. That is the technology. Cancellation frequency. Yeah? Some people may not understand what is cancellation frequency. You can say harmonics frequency. They mean the same thing. Means it is to harmonize the waves that is in our living room and our bedroom. Yeah, from our devices. So this is how the EmGuarde actually works. So when you cancel out or you break the pathway of the radiation source, the radiation has lost its pathway to get to you. Remember, energy can never be destroyed. It can only be diverted. You cannot destroy energy. You can just divert it. That's why when you use the RD, when you test the phone after the EmGuarde is turned on, what does it show on the RD? 0, right? Because it's been diverted. It's scattered. Yeah, it's scattered. So EmGuarde's technology is breaking the pathway of frequencies between 3 megahertz to 1000 megahertz, hence reducing the electric field intensity within its coverage area. As simple as that. As simple as that. So this is something that we have to show to our customers. Okay? So harmonics frequency, also known as cancellation frequency. So if you want to use either of these terms, they are both correct terms, according to the developer. Harmonics or cancellation have opposing amplitudes to their corresponding radiation frequency. We're all Kangen water drinkers here, right? So we have, in Kangen water, we have very simple. We have acid, we have alkaline. We have oxidation, we have antioxidation, right? So same thing here, we have radiation frequency, and then we have the harmonics, which is opposing amplitudes. So it's terbalik, cancel out. Okay? In the air. They suppress each other or cancel each other out altogether. This slide right here is how the, what you call EmGuarde technology works. And these slides, we will put it into our Telegram group later on. Okay? Are you, who here, you're already in the Telegram group? Who here, you're not in the Telegram group yet? You must add yourself into it, because that's where we send all the PowerPoint, all the updates on EmGuarde, yeah? So please get yourself in the Telegram group. At the end of our training here, we'll put the QR code. Okay? So there will become, you'll come to a time where you have certain customers that ask you, how do you prove how the EmGuarde works? What is the technology? How can I see? You can share with them this one. Now, this was done in the Shenzhen LCS compliance testing laboratory. Now, this is testing showing results on electric field intensity, measuring in dBUV/M from 30 megahertz to 1000 megahertz. So they get a radiation source, i.e. a phone, a laptop, a computer, they didn't state in the full report, is they wanted to measure the electric field intensity, and this is how it looks like. Yeah, they measure it. This is before EmGuarde is turned on. Now, this is after. The testing mode 2, showing results on the electric field intensity from 30 to 1000 megahertz after the activation of the harmonic frequency technology. Can you guys see a difference? What's the difference? Here and here. Broken, right? But can you see the energy is still there? Because you cannot destroy it. You can only break the pathway of the energy. So there's no continuation. Can you see that? There is no continuation. Which means that's what the RD is actually picking up. Because there's no continuation, it's showing 0. So again, when people say, okay, show me something else in a report, this is what you can show them. This is done in a lab to show you guys how the EmGuarde is cutting the electric field intensity. Very, very important. Yeah, because these are facts and people cannot argue with facts. Okay, so before, after. All right, before and after. Okay, big difference. EmGuarde technology. Okay. All right, so EmGuarde uses harmonic frequency to suppress high-frequency electromagnetic noise, radiation all around us. Can you see, we use the word high frequency. Now, a lot of people think that 3 to 1000 megahertz is considered low. On the radiation spectrum, is considered high. It's just that it's not as high as those really dangerous ones, but it is still considered high, coming from our phone and our laptop, etc. Okay, harmonics frequency, also known as cancellation frequency, have opposing amplitudes. Just now we already spoke about this. This sentence or this paragraph right here is basically the core technology. Okay, so if you can put this in your mind or memorize it, it will do you a lot of favor, because this is the paragraph you will use when your customers ask. And EmGuarde technology is breaking the pathway of frequency between 3 to 1000 megahertz, hence reducing high frequency electromagnetic noise within its coverage range. The high frequency electromagnetic noise can be measured in microwatts. Can everybody say microwatts? Microwatts. This is where a lot of people get confused. A lot of my customers or some of my team members ask me, Simon, what's the difference between megahertz, microwatts? You were very confusing. They don't understand, right? They get confused. In fact, when I saw it for the first time, I also didn't understand what was the difference. And what is the difference is, this is the frequency range. Within that frequency range, you have different power density. So let me just give you a very simplified example. Let's say I pick a frequency range, 300 megahertz. 300 megahertz, let's say I have a device. We have 10 devices, all 300 megahertz. But these devices, depending on how they are made, they can send out different levels of power density. Some high, some medium, some a bit low, within the same frequency range. So the microwatts is measuring the power density of the radiation source within a particular frequency range. Okay, so this is where it's very, very important to understand. Okay, so the power density is measured in microwatts, the power. Okay, this is a frequency range. They are two different things. They are two different things. Okay, so what is EmGuarde defending us from? This one we have all seen it, right? In my demo that I do it on Zoom every Wednesday. In fact, tonight we're doing another one. Now, EmGuarde is defending us from this. This is a bulletin, OET Bulletin 65, issued in August 1997, many, many years ago. Okay? And what they have mentioned is, based on the FCC, FCC stands for Federal Communication Commission. When you go to the US, all your iPhone, adapter, electrical appliances, all must go through FCC approvals and testing. Okay? So their report, they say, the human body absorbs radio frequency energy at some frequencies more efficiently than others. So our body actually absorbs certain frequencies more efficiently than others. So what is this frequency range? It is between, can somebody read it out? Can everybody read it out? To 300. Whoop. Or somebody unmuted themselves. Okay, so it is within 30 to 300 megahertz where the body absorbs it the most. Okay, now, this is from Environmental Health Criteria 137, electromagnetic fields, 30 hertz to 300 gigahertz. So this is a huge range. This is from WHO in Geneva. Highlighted is a very thick report, but highlighted in paragraph B here, the resonance range extending from, see, they say it again, 30 megahertz to 300 megahertz. This is a completely different report, but they say it again. Okay, before this one was from FCC, right? This is from WHO. Two different publications. This is in 1998, okay? The resonance range extending from 30 megahertz to about 300 megahertz for the whole body and even high frequency, if partial body resonance, more particularly in the head, are considered. So the resonance range means the body absorbs it the most, this range, 30 to 300. Oops, thank you, okay? Now, why is this range dangerous? We will look at this a study called the aggregate frequencies of body organs. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, when you are marketing EmGuarde, right, if you ask my opinion, you don't need to share this with your customers, man, if they don't ask. Because you know why? I like to keep things simple. This is for your own knowledge today. Now, when I saw the EmGuarde for the first time, I just saw somebody that used the detector. They turn on the EmGuarde, no more. I said, give me one EmGuarde. So sometimes that's how it is, but we need to have the knowledge, yeah, when people ask. So why is that 30 to 300 dangerous for us to counter? Because based on this report, take a look at the frequencies of our own body, our brain, our heart, our organs. What is the range? It is between 55 and the highest one is 90, right? So 55 to 90 sits within the range of 30 to 300, am I right? That's why the body absorbs it the most, because it is the frequency of our body. All right? Now, if you are a genius, your brain frequency is higher, 90. Averagely is about 72. Some genius, their frequency very high, 90. Okay? So that's why the body absorbs this range the most. And here we're going to play a video. Now, let me narrate this video before we play it. There is two tuning forks, one here, one here. They have different frequencies, right? One is 512, one is 440. So this is to show what is resonance. When you have different frequency, and when he hits onto the tuning fork, Ben, thank you so much. Can you help me press? Can you help me play the video? Nothing happens to the other fork because it is a different frequency range. But when he uses the same frequency, what happens to this one? It vibrates, right? It vibrates. See? It vibrates. Thank you, Ben. Okay? So can you imagine if the radiation source coming up from our devices, our phone, our laptop, our LED lights, our aircon, is the same range as our body, what's going to happen to our cells? It will cause vibration. And later we're going to discuss what is the harmfulness if you get vibration of your cells from EMR sources in a long-term basis. That's what we're going to be talking about. So if EmGuarde, so later that will be at a later stage. If EmGuarde is harmonizing the radiation, how come we still receive phone calls and Wi-Fi signals? Anybody have customers ask you this one? Some, yeah? Now let's understand this. This is a modem. All of us have modems at home. The antenna signal is between what for the Wi-Fi? 2.4 giga to 5 gigahertz. Now, another term, see, giga means what? If I want to convert this into megahertz, how much megahertz is that? Exactly. So our Wi-Fi, oops, ada ink ni. So okay. $5,000 megahertz. Because we want to be consistent with our terminology. So if I were to convert this into megahertz, it is 2004 to 5,000. Now, the antenna is 2.4 to 5,000. But the internal integrated circuit, the components, the power circuit could be emitting EMR below 1 giga or below 1,000. Now, EmGuarde, the core technology, anybody can answer this. What range does it harmonize, the EmGuarde? Exactly. So the EmGuarde, so this is your Wi-Fi, Wi-Fi. Now the EmGuarde harmonizes between 3 megahertz to 1,000 megahertz. This is the EmGuarde. So if EmGuarde sends out a opposing frequency to break the pathway only up to 1,000 megahertz, can it break the pathway of your Wi-Fi and your signal? No. Cannot. All right? Because if can, right, I don't believe our government will approve it. Because let's say you fight with your neighbor, you don't like his face, every morning park in front of your house, and then you go and on a technology that can break their signal. Then they'll be thinking, hey, how come my Maxis cannot work one? All right? So it can be used as a jammer, right? A signal jammer. So I believe that no government will approve such devices. But EmGuarde, why we are now approved, we are selling, and we're going to go global, is because it only harmonizes up to 1,000 megahertz. Now, if you ask me, can the developer make it higher than 1,000? Can. But the thing is, why does he need to make it above 1,000? When the body absorbs 30 megahertz to... This is the range, and this range falls between where? Can you see? It's here, ma? This is where the body absorbs it the most. So EmGuarde do all the way up to 1,000 is already overcompensating already. And yet, not touching the signals. Those of you who are using EmGuarde, any problem with your Wi-Fi, your 3G? Nothing, right? Same with me. So I turn it on 24/7 in my room, no issues with my phone and Wi-Fi. Okay? But it is still harmonizing the EMR that is coming out from other electrical components from your devices. Are you guys following so far? Yeah? So below 1 giga. Okay? So EmGuarde is designed to harmonize 3 megahertz to 1,000 megahertz. Everybody clear on this so far? People on Zoom, clear? If you're clear, type number 2 in the chat box. Everybody clear on here? This one? Quite simple, right? Not very difficult to understand. All right? So the one reason why EmGuarde is built, later we're going to share with you a few testing, a few things that would really, it'll make you go a little bit like, wow. Okay? So later we're going to do that. The one reason why EmGuarde is built, everybody know this doctor, right? Dr. Magda Havers, once again, she's a Canadian researcher and professor. She researches and teaches in the areas on environmental and health effects of electromagnetic pollution, or she calls it electro smoke. Like the haze, but in electrical. Like the haze is a pollution, all right? Her work focuses on biological effects of electromagnetic radiation, okay? Now, take a look at this. Radiation from wireless technology affects the blood, the heart, and autonomic nervous system. Electrosmoke affects the blood. You can read this later in your free time. It's a very long article. Basically, it mentions about electrosmoke affects the blood, electrosmoke affects heart and autonomic nervous system. When you read all these kind of things, right, do you still feel safe using your mobile phones without the EmGuarde? You see, the challenge is most of us, we don't get educated on this kind of harmfulness. Did we learn this in school? No. Did anybody, any government come and talk to? No, we don't have. So we are not educated on this. Because the reason is, if people get too concerned on this, then people stop using their phones, people stop living near to places with high tension wires. So I think most governments cannot have that. So, but us people who are more concerned in our health, we need to learn about this. Okay? So figure 4 shows live blood blood without any chemicals added to it in an electromagnetically clean environment. This is how it looks like. A low electro smoke environment. Free flowing. Question. If you live in a city or work in offices, do you have low EMR environment? Answer is no. Do you know what's running through below the carpet? Cables, right? For the office below, right? And can you see there's a DB box there? There is lights, there is phone, laptop. We cannot run away unless you live in a village, kampong. Those of you who are on Zoom, the fact that you're on Zoom, you're in front of a computer already. So we cannot run away from EMR. Now, after using cordless phone, can you take a look at the blood formation? It stacks up, yeah? This is what we call the rouleau formation. What is it called? Rouleau formation. Rouleau formation. Anybody know how to spell rouleau? Or like tadika like that. Okay. How do you spell it? R-O-U-L-L-O. Okay, fail. L. Okay. Rouleau formation. So it's a French word, okay? That describes the clogging of the red blood cell. Scary or not? What kind of people have this kind of formation? People who have high sugar level and cancer patients. And yet, healthy human beings, by using the phone extensively, can cause this to the red blood cell. Okay? And this is wired computer. Not as bad as the wireless cordless phone, but also very bad, right? And we're going to share with you some real life examples, yeah? So if you put these three pieces, this is Dr. Magda Harvard's own research. You put these three together, you can see we need to ensure that we are in this environment and not this and not this. In fact, those of you who are drinking Kangen water, if you drink enough of it, it also helps in this. But again, we do as much as we can to prevent us from getting even into this. And let me share with you what are the symptoms. So according to Dr. Magda, because of the rouleau formation, let me do a little bit of training here. I can just keep this here. Oh, duster. Is there a duster? Oh, thank you. Now, this one, not by me. I learned it from a doctor. How he actually explained and why is it dangerous? Ben, can people see it on the board? Boleh? I'll stand here. Can I? Even closer. Okay. Yep. Can you? Can I think can I? I'll draw bigger. Can. It's okay. If it's broken, it's okay. I think the distance is okay. Okay, yeah? Yep. Okay. Now, okay, guys, this one you really want to listen. I learned this from a doctor, Dr. Roland. He's a doctor in KL. We show him this one. I asked Doc, can you explain to me what is the harmfulness of rouleau formation? He explained in a very simple way. First of all, he said why the blood will actually come together. So he go and draw, okay? So this is our red blood cell, right? Okay. Now we have two comparisons, yeah? This is rouleau. This is clean EMR. Clean EMR. He asked me a question. Which one do you think has more surface area to do the oxygen and carbon dioxide transfer? Which has more surface area? This one, right? Because why? You have surface area from entire red blood cell, right? But when it is rouleau, you only get here. So the surface area for the oxygen and carbon dioxide transfer is lower, which means it could lead to what we talk about here, lower oxygen transport. That's what Dr. Magda Harvard is talking about, because the surface area is lower. The oxygen and carbon dioxide transfer is also lower. So what happens when we turn on the EmGuarde and it can revert it back to this? You're increasing the surface area and also increasing the oxygen and carbon dioxide transfer. And my next question to doctor is, how come it will lead to this. How come it will lead to this? How does it work? He said, Simon, your red blood cell has a lot of Fe2 plus iron, and it has a charge. And when you use your phone, it has a magnetic charge to make the red blood cell clump together. That's how it can form a rouleau formation, because our blood has iron, Fe2 plus. That it is his simple explanation to me. All right, and that's why he explained that this is what we call rouleau and why we need to stay away from this kind of formation. So let's take a look at some real life examples. Quite simple to understand, right, this one? Not very difficult. Because I like to keep things simple as well. And what is the danger of that? Remember, everybody know Dr. Otto, right? We talk about it in Kangen water. And one thing that he also talked about besides acidosis, which the Kangen water helps, is hypoxia, lack of oxygen. So again, electromagnetic radiation leads to lower oxygen transport. Okay, and this video, we have actually shot it. This is actually David's own blood, and I've also done it myself. And those of you who are interested to do it, we can also share with you how we do it. We just use a microscope. Ben, can we play on the video? So this was, David, how many minutes? About 16 minutes, 16, not 60, 16 minutes of using his phone, watching YouTube video. Okay, watching YouTube video without the EmGuarde. Yeah, without the EmGuarde. It's okay, it's okay. Okay, can play.
This is my blood sample after playing on the phone for about 15 minutes.
Scary, isn't it?
Let's take a look at the rouleaux formation from my live blood
like touching
sample. And we are taking it through this microscope.
Yep.
Okay, through pricking of the finger. All right.
Guys, is that scary? Okay. So let's look at the next one, which is another
my blood sample.
16 minutes using the phone, but with the EmGuarde turned on. Are you guys interested to find out? Yes. So let's have a look. Take a look at this.
So this is after 15
Can you see it's moving?
Continuous playing on my handphone. And I turn on the EmGuarde over here. As you can see, this is less than 2 meters away from me. And this is the after result. Ben, can you help me to adjust to more? Yeah. So this is the after 15 minutes of turning on EmGuarde. At the same time, I'm still playing on my phone. I'm on 15 minutes of non-stop YouTubing, watching some program. And this is how my live blood looks like.
Oh, cool. Is that amazing, ladies and gentlemen? Would you guys like to do it yourself? Don't want, She don't want. I don't want. Okay, don't want. Okay, so you can speak to us later, but we would highly advise that, you know, this microscope, right? Very cheap one, you know, you can get it from online, less than 1,000 ringgit. Yeah, less than 1,000 ringgit. These are not very expensive things. And then you can actually start to do the test, and we can share with you how we do it, because you need to do it in a controlled environment. Okay, so guys, are you seeing this? This is the immediate biological effect on how EmGuarde actually works. And let me share with you something from my IPO. This is the patent. This is on the patent itself, yeah, of the EmGuarde. EmGuarde helps improving, what is the word, ladies and gentlemen? Microcirculation by suppressing and cancelling the negative effects of electromagnetic radiation from cellular phones, computers connected to wireless network. This is on the patent of the EmGuarde, which means this is proven, factual, already tested to improve microcirculation. Where in your body you have most microcirculation? Your fingertips and your eyes. Yeah, that's where we can get most microcirculation. So this is on my IPO. Okay, and for those of you who are not aware, on the EmGuarde website, www.EmGuarde website, this is Enagic's website, www.emguarde.com, they have already uploaded all the product specifications, certification, compliance testing, everything is on the website. Yeah? FAQ. This one, yeah, as well. I believe so. Yeah, I believe so. Okay, so statement from our patent. Take a look at this. So this is on the patent. I won't be reading out the whole thing. I want to focus on a few important parts of this patent. I want you guys to actually pay attention to paragraph 10. Let's read it together. Electromagnetic radiation effect of cell phone. No, I read it. Don't let us read it together. I just want you to follow my clicker. The cell phone is suppressed through the apparatus. They refer to EmGuarde as the apparatus, okay? According to embodiment of the present invention, As can be seen in the graph, the initial microcirculation rate of the test subject finger is 6.13 cm per second. That is the speed of the blood flow of the microcirculation on the finger. Okay, 6.13 cm per second at the time marker. When the test subject makes contact with a cellular phone at the time marker 2, the test subject microcirculation drops to how much? Can you see that? It slows down the blood flow. Why? It's like a traffic jam. Traffic jam. That's why the speed slows down. It slows down by a lot, right? From 6.13 to 2.55. Bear in mind, 6.13, this person, is the phone the only source of radiation in your life? No, there are many other things. But the phone makes it worse, right? Okay. At time marker 3, the third experiment, the measuring device detects a spike in the microcirculation to how much? This is after turning on the EmGuarde or the apparatus. Drastic, right? Crazy, it's very high. At time marker, the rate flows continues to increase to how much? And eventually stabilizes at 26.6. It can therefore be summarized that the invention can effectively suppress the negative effects of EMR on microcirculation from either handheld cellular device or computer connected wireless network. Can we give EmGuarde a big round of applause? From 2.55 to, you know, when I read it for the first time, I said, did they like misplace the dot, the decimal? It's a huge jump, right? I couldn't believe it. But I learned that this is supposed to be our normal rate. Supposed to be. But we are getting these kind of rates because of our environment. I believe, if you were to throw your phones away and your laptops away, you go and live in a kampong in a tree house for 1 month, you go and measure your blood flow, it should also flow like this. That is where the clean and EMR environment. Yeah? That's why today when people are having low blood flow, that's why they're getting headache, bad sleep, all this kind of thing. If you're living, sometimes when you go on a holiday, you detach yourself from phones, do you feel better? A lot better. Why? Environment. Yeah, environment. Okay? Now again, just now was fingertips. Another microcirculation is where? Eyes, right? Eyes. So this is Dr. Liu from Taiwan. This is his medical center, which is he's the president, vice president. Hongming Ophthalmology in Taiwan. Now he wanted to test the circulation of the eyeball. Now he has a very advanced equipment able to test the blood flow in your eyeball itself. Okay? And what he has tested in 3 stages, 1, 2, and 3. The first one, he got 10 people to measure the blood flow of their eyeball. They call it PSV, peak systolic velocity. And it was averaging on 20.1 cm per second. 20.1 cm per second. Second stage is after 30 minutes of using the phone, it dropped to how much? 16.2, 20%. And after the third stage, they turn on the EmGuarde technology, what is the blood flow? 25.9. So even on the eyes. So if you know some of your customers or prospects that have eye problem, share this with them. Very, very important. Because this is where you get microcirculation. So back to basics, ladies and gentlemen. What is EmGuarde function? Once again, suppressing, let's read it together. Suppressing EM radiation between 3 megahertz to 1000 megahertz. Now 3 megahertz to 1000 megahertz is under which frequencies designation? Let's look at this chart. So you can see frequency band, 4 all the way to 11. Okay? 4 is very low frequency, VLF. So this is between 3 kilohertz to 30 kilohertz. So this is very low. And after you have low frequency, medium frequency, when it goes into band number 7, high frequency, it starts from how many megahertz? 3 megahertz. Now, if you talk about 3 megahertz, the lowest frequency is 1 hertz. 1 hertz means in 1 second, it does 1 oscillation. That's the lowest. Do you know how much is 3 megahertz? It's 3 million hertz. That's what mega means. So in 1 second, 3 million times. So it's actually considered high. But we just use simple words like 3, you feel that it's low, right? But it's actually very high. So 3 to 30 is high. VHF, above 30, 30 to 300 is very high frequency. And 300 all the way up to 3 giga is ultra high frequency. So this 3 megahertz to 1000, what the EmGuarde is protecting you from is between high frequency to ultra high frequency. So we don't go and tell people it's only the low. It's not really low. It's low compared to the other very high ones like gamma ray and all that, but it is still considered high to ultra high. Then of course you have super high, extreme high frequency. Those are the really high ones. So this is the frequency designation. Okay. So if you want to snap a photo of this, you can do that so that you can explain to some of your customers. Okay. Yeah, I can take a snap. So it's between HF to UHF. Okay. Now, once again, 3 megahertz to 1000 falls under which electromagnetic spectrum? So again, you have two spectrum. One is ionizing, one is non-ionizing. So nothing to do with ionized Kangen water, yeah? Don't get confused. So again, this is two different things. So this is ionizing and non-ionizing. 3 to 1000 still belongs to non-ionizing. Okay, non-ionizing. So it is under non-ionizing radiation, if people ask, because ionizing is like X-ray and gamma ray. So those are tremendously dangerous, ionizing. Okay, so far so good, ladies and gentlemen? Are you guys getting some confidence boost on the technology? Yes. Who here you are, everywhere you go, you have your EmGuarde already, man? Some people, who here you bring it to the office? Anybody? Yeah? Fantastic. So you must make sure that you're always within having the EmGuarde with you, because no point, half the day you're in the office, half the day you're at home, and only at home you get protected, man. You also need to get protected in the office, right? So that's what we need to do, FAQ. So coming to the detector, who here has gotten their detector already? Fantastic. So what is the RD9300 measuring? A lot of people ask us this. So when it comes to the RD, so we're going to take the detector. So let us break down when people ask. A lot of people, some of my team members, oh, this one is measuring the microhertz, all that. All wrong one. Or microhertz. What is microhertz? I never heard before. I've heard all these microhertz, don't know what, oh, they jumble up one all the term. Okay, so let's be specific. Microwatts per cm square. Power density, no microhertz, I don't know what's microhertz. Power density of electromagnetic radiation. So did you guys, are you guys aware, on the detector, there is 1 dot, there is 2 dot. Yeah? So let me show you what the 1 dot and 2 dot does. The 2 dot measures, let me go for the 1 dot first. Yeah? The 1 dot measures frequency range between very low, the extra load. So this one, a lot of the electrical contractors, they use this to measure whether there's current flow to the socket. The current, the wire. So they need to, okay, means there's current flow. So it's more for their purposes, not really for us. Okay? So it's measuring between 50 to 60 hertz, very low. Okay? Now, when you put it into the 2 dot, which is what we are using, it is measuring between 3 megahertz to 1000, high frequency electromagnetic noise. So Ben, can we go on to the next video? So what is the RD, whether 9.1 or 9.3 measuring? Let's watch this video.
Now in this quick demo, what I have here is a conventional filament light bulb, and let me show you what I mean by this detector is only measuring the magnetic field from the electric current rather than radiation radiated from the light bulb. Now, as I turn on the switch, as you can see, this detector is actually picking up about 300 power density reading from the socket itself. Okay? Now, when I turn on the RD9100, as you can see, obviously, I'm trying to go around the light bulb, just go all the way in, as you can see, and RD shows the reading 0. Okay? Means RD is not picking up any radiation reading as compared to this detector. Alright? Now, what I'm going to do next is I'm going to switch this light bulb into the LED light bulb, and this is energy saving, and this is supposed to radiate more radiation compared to the conventional filament light bulb. Let me show you what I mean. So usually the LED light bulb is a bit more glaring, and as I turn this on, as you can see, it's very bright. Now this detector, it's also picking up reading from the light bulb. Okay, as you can see, there is no difference. As for RD, earlier on during the filament light bulb test, there is no reading, but as for this one, RD is actually picking up reading of about 1. Okay, that represents 2000 microwatts. Okay, so it's overloading.
Did you guys get the value from that video? What the RD is measuring is the power density of the radiation instead of the low frequency magnetic field from electric current. Most detectors in the market, as long as there's current, it picks it up. As long as the current. But when you remove the current, for example, when you're charging your laptop, you put your laptop, right? Pop, you use the other the detector in the video, there is radiation. But when you remove the charging port from your laptop, it goes to 0. Does it mean there's no radiation from your laptop? No, right? It's because there's no current coming in from the charger. So we have to understand in the market, there are many detectors. And many detectors detect very different things. Some are detecting like this one, current. Some are detecting signals. So if your phone has a signal, it picks it up. If you put it on airplane mode, 0. But does it mean your phone has no radiation? No. So again, we have to know what detectors are detecting. So what the RD is detecting, once again, it is the power density of radiation. Okay, so why do we suggest using RD 9300, or some of you have the older one, the 9100, instead of other detectors in the market? Okay, 这个是新的 videos 吗? Okay, so we play that again. So this video will explain once again.
Okay, so in this section of the video, I'm going to show you the differentiation from different detectors available in the market and why some of these detectors you should avoid it while you're using it to do the EmGuarde demo. Now, cheaper detectors like this, it says electromagnetic radiation detector, but when you hook this emitter on, you can't even detect the radiation from a phone screen. So this doesn't work because this detector is only used to measure very low frequency radiation from the power socket. Okay, now another type of detector available in the market, electromagnetic field tester. Now this detector, we found out that this detector is only good at reading the signal coming in from the 4G or the Wi-Fi. Let me show you what I mean. Let me activate the meter here, and I want to put this meter below the iPhone. Okay, now as soon as I call up a program from the iPhone, for example, I'm going to turn on the YouTube channel. There you go. So now the detector is actually responding to the data received from the YouTube itself. Now, as soon as I turn this phone into the airplane mode, so I'm going to terminate the Wi-Fi and also the mobile data. Okay, so immediately when I turn it to the airplane mode, as you can see, you no longer receive any response from this detector. Okay, now however, as soon as I switch off the airplane mode and the data is back,
are you guys getting this?
the detector began to respond again to the signal.
So this is a signal detector.
Now, why I strongly recommended RD 9100 is because now even if I turn the phone into the airplane mode, means there is no data, there is no Wi-Fi, the RD has ability to pick up the radiation from the phone itself, and now it's averaging at about 1,400 microwatts to about 1,500 microwatts. Okay?
It's on airplane mode.
So in other words, RD 9100 is not picking up any signal. Instead, RD 9100 is actually picking up the power density radiation coming from the battery, okay, operated in the phone itself. Now, let me show you another detector in the market. This detector is what we bought from the USA, and it's called the cell sensor. And supposedly this detector is able to pick up radiation from the cell phone. Okay, but now as soon as I hook up this meter, as you can see, okay, let me just put the meter on the table. Now, the phone is on airplane mode. As you can see, it's also picking up reading from the screen itself. Okay, now, but the thing is, we found that this detector is actually picking up and responding or reacting towards the metal part of the phone. Now, I'm going to turn off the phone. Okay, let me switch off the phone now. And let me show you what I mean. Now, as soon as the phone is switched off, if I use the regular RD, once the integrated circuit is completely shut down, the RD will get 0 reading because there is no more radiation source coming from this phone. Okay, because it's properly shut off and there is no power in the circuit itself. So everything goes back to 0. Okay, there you go. Alright, now, but for this detector itself, although the phone's already been shut off, you can still pick up reading from the phone itself. Now the reason being is because detectors like this, they're actually picking up and sensing the metal parts from the handphone. For example, now in this handphone cover, there is one metal piece over here. As long as I put this into the metal,
You guys see
the
that?
detector is reacting against the metal but not the radiation. Okay? Alright.
Thank you. Alright, thanks, Ben. Alright. Did you guys understand the whole video? So you see radiation, you go on Shopee, Lazada, you can see some detectors selling for 80 ringgit also. Yeah, 80 ringgit, 100 ringgit. But the question is, what are they actually measuring? What are they actually measuring? If they're measuring like signals, metal detector, you can see just now the last one, the phone was off, but it was still picking up radiation. So which means they're all measuring, because you can see detectors, every detector have a different coding, or their board is all made differently to pick up different things, right? So far in our research, the RD is the only one that can accurately detect the what they call EM radiation that EmGuarde is supposed to cancel out. That's why we are using the RD in our demonstration. Are you guys following so far?
Yes.
Very, very important. Okay, very, very important. And again, the RD, the one that you're using now, 9100 or 9300, if you look at the specification, this RD only picks up power density from radiation sources up to 1000 megahertz, which means if you were to test it and there is radiation source coming from places with 2000 megahertz, 3000 megahertz, this doesn't pick it up because the EmGuarde only suppresses below 1000. Now, if you buy another detector, there are some in the market. You can see the specification. It measures from 3 megahertz all the way to 3000 or 5000 or 8000. If you use those detectors to do your demo, and then when you turn on the EmGuarde, guess what's going to happen to the detector? It's still ring, right? Because it's still picking up radiation source or signal source from your Wi-Fi or other sources. Are you guys following so far? So your demo will not be effective anymore. So the specification range of the detector is very important. All right? Because if you are a radiation detector manufacturer, right, do you want to only manufacture up to 1 giga, or you want to measure up to as high as possible? As high as possible, right? Because it's used to measure the surroundings. So this is one of the suppliers that only makes up to 1000 megahertz. That's the reason why we're using this. So in the future, we believe more variations will be coming out so that we have more options to choose from as well, right? So installation experiences. This is very important. I believe I heard from Energic, Malaysia, their technical team, that there are some users that feel when they turn on the EmGuarde, okay, their coverage range was not as expected. And when we ask those people forward, we ask them, are you using extension cord or single power socket? A lot of them are using extension cords or multiple output, right? So for the EmGuarde, for you to be able to have the maximum optimal coverage, please use single power socket. Single power socket. We have already done the testing. I've also done it myself at home. Put in extension cord, you take the RD, it's lower, but with the single power is much further. Okay, much further. So EmGuarde prefers using single power socket. So this is quite easy. So avoid using extension sockets. Okay. Now, as you know, the EmGuarde doesn't come with an adapter. Okay. So the adapter you have to buy outside. And what are the adapters you should be getting? This is very, very important. Now, what do you not want to use? Can you guys see here? Can you guys see here? USB output. Okay. Let's look at the voltage. How much is the voltage here? 12V. What EmGuarde specification requires is direct current DC 5V, 2 to 6 amp. So if you get a adapter, Samsung, whatever brand, okay, in the market, there are plenty. Output is 5V and 2 amp. This is a good spec for the EmGuarde. Some people even ask me, so Simon, I find some 5V, but 3 amp, 4 amp, can, because the range is 2 to 6. But make sure it is 5V. Some of the adapters that we buy, you can see there's multiple voltage. 5V, 6V, 12V. Because they try to cater to as many devices as possible. That one, please do not use it. Why? Because if you put in too much voltage into the EmGuarde, you may fry the circuit board. So this is very, very important. That's why there were some people that say, hey, how come the LED light, pew? Because why? They put into a very high voltage adapter. Okay, so please make this a very important point. Okay, make sure that the adapter that you find, there are plenty online or in the market, there are many. Just make sure you buy the correct one. 5V, they're very cheap. 5V and 2 to 6 ampere. For easier export purposes. For easier export purposes. But I think in EmGuarde Malaysia, they're working on selling the correct one in the office as well. It is in the progress. But they cannot put it together, because you put it together, export will be more difficult. Yeah. So, surge protector. Surge protector. Later we'll have some question and answer. I'll get David to respond to that. I personally don't use it because I live in a condo. I think that's safer. But landed property, let me ask David later. Yeah. Do you put surge protector for your Kangen machine? Some of you? You do, right? Then I think you should put it for this one as well. Yeah. But in my house, I don't use it. Yeah. But later we're going to create. So any questions you have, write it down. Later we'll get our technical team to actually answer. But this one, are you guys clear so far? This is the specification. Make sure you get the right specification. Again, somebody, have you seen this before? Multiple output, right? Do not use this. Use single output. Yeah, single output. One USB output adapter is the best to operate EmGuarde. Okay, so don't use multiple, use single. Okay, this one. All right. Now, some of you may have phones that already has USB-C cable. Can? All right. Now, if you were to use other Type-C USB-C cables, you will notice, just do a comparison later, those of you at EmGuarde, the USB-C provided by EmGuarde is longer than the normal one. Which means if you were to use the other ones, it's too short, it may not connect. Even though you go all the way in, but it's not connecting. Then you see that, how come it is not on? Because it's not connecting. Because the normal ones are shorter, you must use the one sold by EmGuarde that is the correct length. This is something to do with the design and the operation of the EmGuarde. Yeah? So this is what they're actually designed. So we must use the correct one by EmGuarde, by EmGuarde. Okay? So use the USB-C provided. Because some of you may have cables lying around all around the house. So you think you can plug here, plug there. But now EmGuarde, they are already selling the cables. So if you want to have multiple cables around the house, please get the one from EmGuarde so that you can operate the EmGuarde properly and you do not fry the board as well. Okay? 3D. Everybody so far so good? Okay? Electrostatic environment. This one, a lot of people ask, where is the best place to place the EmGuarde? So let's understand what is electrostatic environment. Mirror reflection will affect EmGuarde's range. Because when you have a mirror, the harmonics gets affected by mirrors. The harmonics means what is sending out from the waves. It gets affected by mirrors. What else does it get affected? It gets affected by aluminum or metal. It will affect the EmGuarde range due to static accumulation. You know how sometimes you go to the next to the metal, you get static? That affects the harmonics. Okay? So do not place the EmGuarde next to mirrors or metals. And this one, anybody's house like this one? Some of you, maybe, you know, have a computer, all that, right? So maybe this is a environment like a studio or like an office. A lot of computer, extension cord, this and that. Now, if you want to protect, this person needs to be protected, right? This person needs to be protected, right? Make sure you protect this kind of people, okay? If not, very fast one. Okay, now, high electrostatic environment. When you put the EmGuarde here, you are putting it in a high electrostatic environment. So a lot of people think that, oh, this is the most electrostatic environment, the most radiation, I need to put it there. No. As long as you put the EmGuarde where it's within the coverage range, it will protect this area. So you do not need to put it in the middle of the place. Okay? Don't put it next to cords like this. A lot of electrostatic. So you don't put it there. All right? So you put it somewhere else that covers this area. Are you guys following so far? Pretty simple, right? Now, electrostatic environment, don't do that. And don't install EmGuarde directly on the floor. Why? If you were to put EmGuarde on the floor, sometimes in an office, what's happening below? There's also a lot of cables. So depending on where, is it your home? Is it a landed property? Is it a condo? All these variables comes in. Because if you're living in a condo, you also have neighbor downstairs. Means their wires are running in their ceiling, your floor. Okay, so this is very, very interesting to learn as well. Once you go through this journey, you will learn a lot of different things on the EmGuarde. So the best thing is to put it on the EmGuarde box. Can you see it? That's how we actually do it. Yeah, EmGuarde box. And just to share with you guys, the harmonics frequency is coming out like this, like a fountain. So when you put it like this, it's going out like this, and it goes like this. The curve, the curvature. So when you put it higher, let's say anybody live in double-story houses or triple-story. So if you put it higher, what does it mean? You also protect the top floor. Top floor. Okay, and it goes like this. Okay, I think doctor asked me to buy like maybe 50 EmGuardes because house besar kan. Okay, okay. So, but just make sure you can protect all the way. Okay, so make sure do not put it directly on the floor. Put it onto the box. Okay. Now these are some demonstration experiences. Ben, can you help me? This thing, you can just adjust it. Thank you. So if customer buy more than one unit, the correct way to test the EmGuarde coverage is to turn on one EmGuarde at a time. So don't go and turn on all the EmGuardes in your house and start to test. Because why? There is something called interference. Okay, so don't go and turn on everything and test it. Test it one at a time. Oops. Ben, just help me click the screen. Thank you. The radiation detector is a sensitive equipment. 2 or more EmGuarde in the same environment might affect the detector's measurement because there is interference. And once there's interference, the detector starts to beep, beep. Does it mean it's not covered? No, it's because of the interference. Okay, so make sure you turn on only one EmGuarde at a time and your body's positioning while doing the demo. Because remember, we are also absorbing static. Okay, so how we do the testing is also very important. The correct way to measure coverage of EmGuarde. Okay, Ben, can you just please help me play the video? So this is a correct way of using the detector. Or Mandarin, okay, I will narrate.
OK， 现在我要跟你们解释一个典型的静电的这个问题。所以每次你看到你做 demo 的时候呢 ，EmGuarde 是 within 4个米哈，你看。
So when you're doing the demo, EmGuarde is within 4 meters. But why the detector is ringing?
我现在看着的这个地方呢是有静电的，所以我
Wherever he's standing, thank you, has a lot of electrostatic, and it is ringing. So when he moves his legs to another area, it stops beeping. Because why? Actually, the place is here, right here. We did the test here. When it goes to electrostatic, it rings again. Because the static environment, maybe there's a lot of cable here, is affecting the detector. Okay?
所以这个是一个典型的解释，要跟你说，其实呢，有时候我们做的 EmGuarde 它是 within 4个米的，它会想呢 ，EmGuarde 其实是。
So why sometimes when we do the demo, even within 4 meters, the detector is ringing? It's not because the EmGuarde harmonics is not covering. It's maybe that area has static. So just try to move your environment, just 1 or 2 steps, suddenly the data will go to 0. Yeah, because this one we have to understand that when we talk about interferences and frequency, we cannot see it, so we have to adjust. So do not panic whenever you do a demo. How come still got ringing one? Just move a little bit. No more already. So static. Yeah, and we cannot avoid static because it's everywhere. Okay, so this is sometimes we need to share with when you're doing demos in a customer's homes, you may experience this. So don't panic, just move to a different area. Yeah, and once again, I want to also share something. This is what I've also learned. The detector does not determine the coverage range of the EmGuarde. I'm going to say that again. Let's say I turn on the EmGuarde now. I take the detector and my phone. I walk as far as possible to see the coverage, right? Let's say I walk onto the area of the Kangen machine outside and it starts to beep. Does it mean the harmonics is not going to that area? No. Because the detector, because as the further I go away from the EmGuarde, the harmonics, remember, it's like a sphere, right? The harmonics get weaker and weaker. So the detector starts to pick up other interference. But it does not mean the harmonics is not getting to you. Are you guys understanding what I'm trying to say? The detector is not an absolute tool to determine the range of the EmGuarde. It's just a tool. It's just a tool because this detector is from a third party. Yeah, it's just a tool. So I hope you guys understood what I'm trying to say. Second one. This is Chinese or English? Okay, can use the volume.
OK， 在这个短的示范呢，其实我是想跟大家分享说，静电呢是将影响我们这个辐射的探测器。所以首先呢，我先拿这个辐射。
We watch it in Chinese first, then after that I will say it again.
它是有辐射的 ，OK。 可是当我把 EmGuarde 启动的时候呢，你看有白色的灯启动呢，所以辐射源呢已经被消除了。所以呢，我现在呢就大概走远一些，要给你知道说，其实 EmGuarde 呢是可以覆盖到那个范围 ，OK， 它是离开那个 EmGuarde 大概有2-3米左右。现在呢我就要启动
pause
静电球。
Okay.
OK， 我要在
Okay. So what he has done so far is just to show that when he puts the detector to the phone, all right, it's showing the radiation, right? But when the EmGuarde is turned on, it goes to 0. Now, what Ben in the video is going to do is he turns on a light bulb that could cause electrostatic. So continue the video. Thank you, Ben. Oops, and fast forward. Okay.
静电球被启动呢，你注意看呢，虽然呢这个电话呢是在 EmGuarde 的覆盖范围里面呢，可是当我要
But can you see?
900呢靠
It
近
is ringing.
球的时候呢，
Why? Electrostatic.
有反应
From bulbs.
OK， 因为这个静电呢会影响到我们的这个900。
So the static
离开那个
affects
静电球远一点呢，你
the detector.
我们的奥迪呢其实是已经没有。
Sometimes when you go further away from that bulb, it's covering. It's because it is the interference from
所以它
the
有
bulb.
时候会因为这个静电的原因呢而产生这个反应。
Yep. You got the point so far, right? So there are things that could cause interference. Okay, thank you, Ben.
没有启动的时候。
All right, so it's not quite clear. So again, once again, when you're doing a demo and suddenly it picks up some radiation reading, don't panic. It is because of interference or static only. You move to another area, no more already. Okay? Because we don't know what is around us sometimes, our environment. Okay? So documentation, ladies and gentlemen. Are you guys aware of this? If you go to Madrid now, anybody know where Madrid is? Right, in KL, right? When you go there, it is actually, the EmGuarde is actually presented there because it is a Malaysian innovation technology. Are you guys proud to be Malaysian? Yeah. Fantastic, right? So let's play the video. So this one, you can go and check it out yourself when you have time. Okay? The main entrance of the MEEC. Export. Masuk sini. And then you go under innovative product. What do you see there? What do you see on the top? EmGuarde. So EmGuarde is being featured in Madrid as well. Okay, thank you, Ben. Oh, clap, clap, clap. For Energic. Clap for Energic. Thank you, Ben. Okay, so what are the EmGuarde technology documentation? Now, for those of you who already know, this technology has already been in the market for a long time. It's not new. All right, however, Energic has recently decided to distribute this worldwide. So again, that gives a lot of us comfort that this is not something that just came out a few months ago and start blasting. No, it has already been in the market for a long time. So in 2010, how many years was that ago? 13 years ago, 14 years ago, coming to 14 years ago. And they have actually won the ITEX, International Invention, Innovation and Technology Exhibition for computer radiation reducer. Back 13 years ago, the first generation one was only protecting you from the computer coverage range only. So when you're using the computer, you're less tired. So that was the first generation. And then after that, Ben, can you just help me press the screen? Thank you. All right, in 2016, ICANN, International Invention Innovation Competition in Canada, this invention has won the award for reducing electromagnetic radiation from electrical appliance. So before it was just the computer, now it's electrical appliance. This was in 2016. And IIIC in 2017, International Innovation and Invention Competition, they won the award in 2017. Remote distance able to speed up microcirculation blood flow. All this is on the EmGuarde website, yeah? It's already there. And USM, University Science Malaysia 2020, protective impact of wireless anti-radiation device towards animals' blood circulation, heart rate, and blood pressure. So they did also animal testing on this to measure their blood flow. And it improved their blood flow, done by USM in 2020. Is that powerful, ladies and gentlemen? USM, yeah, University Science Malaysia. Now, Taiwan 2020 Ophthalmology and Medical Aesthetic Center clinical test report on eyeball microcirculation blood flow. Remember Dr. Liu Renjie, this one we shared just now? And SGS product safety certificate on FCC. So this one, a lot of people ask, oh, is it safe to be used? Can this EmGuarde be turned on 24/7? 100%, because it's already passed the SGS product safety certificate of the FCC. Okay, so it's safe to be used globally. and SGS Product Safety Certificate on CE. CE is more for the European market. They look at CE. Okay, America, FCC. And my IPO 2022, Intellectual Property Corporation of Malaysia. The EmGuarde is patented. Good? This one is on the website, yeah? You can take photo or just go to the website. It's also there. Okay? So, ladies and gentlemen, EmGuarde, Environment Harmonizer. Let's say it together. What does it say? Change your environment, change your life. All right, so this is the end of the training, ladies and gentlemen. So what we're going to do now is, did you guys get value so far? Those people on Zoom, did you guys get value? If you got, you can type 1 in the chat box. So what we're going to do now is, it's 12:30. We want to end it so that people can go for lunch. We have the second session in the afternoon for Mandarin. What we're going to do now, we're going to go into some questions and answer. So people on Zoom, right, you may also type it in the chat box. Our team will read it out. Okay, so let me bring here. Yeah. Okay. So now we're going to go into some question and answer. So just now, those of you who have questions, let's write it down. The Zoom people as well. Any questions so far? Source protector. Source protector. So Ben, 你帮我看那个 Zoom 啊，有没有人问 ？Does EmGuarde need a search? Any other questions?
What kind of build the capacity together with EmGuarde?
Let me, okay. Battery built in into EmGuarde. Like a power bank, kan?
Yeah. Cell phone.
Like a phone. Okay. Number 3. Car adapter. So what is the voltage? Okay. So we put all the question down and we answer it. Okay, Zoom us.
Simon, can you enlighten the measurement EMF on the detector?
Wait. 什么意思这个?
Okay.
Please enlighten me on the measurement of EMF density on the detector. When I have my mobile on me, the detector could pick up from my body. What difference is that on bioresonance? Is it picking up our body's wavelength or the EMF? Okay. Okay, write that down. Okay, summarize it.
When I have my mobile phone on me, the detector will pick up from my body. And what difference is that on bioresonance?
And then?
It is picking up our body wavelength of the EMF.
What is it picking up? Okay. Good. Hey Isa, where are you? You are sini pun ada, sini pun ada. Magic. Yes.
I noticed all those scientific reports. Are they actually using the actual EmGuarde or some other device?
Reports,
Because someone asked me the actual report.
Is it
for EmGuarde itself?
using EmGuarde or another device? Okay. Anything else? Does what? Does RD need calibration? Okay. Any other questions? This one I will invite our EmGuarde seafoods to respond. Any other questions from Zoom?
Can I have a video-based plan on the EmGuarde Chinese version? My friend will reply to this today, so
Okay.
again,
Yeah, don't mind.
let me know where is the EmGuarde technology come from.
Where is EmGuarde technology from? Does EmGuarde itself emit EMR? What else? Apa tu? Yes. Yes. It's difficult to get. That one they cannot answer here. I have to ask that one. Gotta ask the company. Because that one I believe is the supply. So they don't want, I believe the company, because a lot of the Malaysian distributors have been waiting for some time to get the detector, and the company wanted to limit it to one detector per person so that there's no chance of, let's say, one person come in and buy up all the stock. I think the company is coming from that point of view. Let's say they only have 200 for the first batch. One person can buy up 100, so you're only leaving another 100 for other people. So that's why for now, they're limiting it with the condition. But what I believe, when the supply or the demand is met, I believe the company will open up. Yeah, so it's to satisfy individual distributors. Okay, any other question? Ben, any other question from the... Yep. Okay, if you can reply in the chat box, okay, can reply. Okay, we have allocation for 2 more. Yes, Isa? Okay, any other tools? Any other question? Maybe on Zoom? So I think the people here are already okay. Any question worth putting it on the chart? Can we buy overseas? Okay, can we buy and send overseas? Can we buy and send overseas? All right. So far, I think that's it. All right. So can we give? So first of all, did you guys get value from the first half? Okay. So now from the Q&A, right, I'm going to invite my EmGuarde Sifu. I learned all the things on EmGuarde from him because he's somebody that has been with this technology for some time. So he's the best person to go through this Q&A. And I believe that most of these things can be answered. So can we give a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, to Mr. David Chang, ladies and gentlemen. Here. Here also can. All right.
Thank you so much for the warm welcome. And actually, I'm not Sifu. I'm just a passionate guy researching into this technology for the past 6 years and more. So, yeah. So basically, I'm here to address some of your questions here. Okay, let's take a look at the first question. Does EmGuarde need a single or search protector? The answer is yes. Okay, basically, EmGuarde works like your Kangen machine. And when you buy a Kangen machine that expensive, you want to protect it from damages as well. And sometimes surging is very subjective because some houses, let's say your fuse box is not, good enough to protect the Kangen machine, and when there is a lightning surge, it will destroy the Kangen machine's PCB board and you have to return it for repair. So same goes to EmGuarde, you need to defend it. So the answer is yes, and a surge protector only costs you less than 50 ringgit, a good one, to protect it for one EmGuarde itself. Okay. Now, second, battery built into EmGuarde. The answer is no. This EmGuarde does not come with a built-in battery because it's not rechargeable unit. So every time when you power the EmGuarde, it's either you have to use a DC current adapter, okay, to power the EmGuarde. And the reason being is because EmGuarde is not built using a battery, because when you have batteries inside, first of all, this unit is considered as a sensitive equipment. And in terms of exportation, it would be very tough, because the customs will regard this device as potentially you can explode or stuff like that. So, but we're looking into it. I mean, in the future models, we're actually looking into developing, but that one, it's future Charita. So currently, EmGuarde, to answer that simply, it does not come with a battery. So rest assured, when you travel with EmGuarde, let's say so there's no battery there, you don't even have to say that, But every time, for those people who are traveling, consistently, you are not supposed to bring out, I think, more than 20,000, they call it mAh or something, milliampere per hour. You know the power bank thing? 10,000, 20,000. So we're not supposed to exceed either 10,000 or 20,000, something like that. Okay, so for EmGuarde, rest assured there's no battery inside. Car adapter voltage. Okay, for car adapter voltage, we have actually searched into some of the available accessories in the market, and some of them they're running on 13 volts. And 13 volts is actually very high, and it has actually exceeded the EmGuarde's specification, because EmGuarde, the developer advises to use 5 volts DC current only. Okay. So we have to be very careful when you look at this kind of circuit. Just look at DC 5 volt. As long as DC 5 volt, then it's okay. It's compatible. And those which is above 5, say no to those, because those might destroy or create any fault to the EmGuarde. You can use a power bank, because a power bank is actually producing a stable DC current as well. So a power bank, it's a solution, but it is not a suggested solution to do demo. Because when we power up the EmGuarde using a power bank, we realize that because of that insufficient of power, it's not coming from the AC socket, there will be a slight reduction of the coverage area. So meaning when you power up EmGuarde using the AC one, maybe you can go up to 4 meters. But sometimes when you use power bank, maybe it reduces it to maybe 2.5 meters. In a car, yes, no issue. Because in a car, it's a confined area, it's fine. But on the open space, best is you use the adapter to power up. Can, as long as it is within the spec, which is 5V DC only. 5V DC, correct? That's the specification. We have to do more research on that. To be honest, right, I'm not familiar with these accessories, because over in my car, I'm using this for the phone itself. Phone, usually no issue. It's either 3.1 ampere, they're using fast charging. But for EmGuarde, because this equipment is not a standard product, that's why we have to follow back the specification set by the developer. Okay, so you just have to check when you want to buy the thing. You just turn and look at the voltage output. If it's 5V DC, then no problem. Okay, this is power bank. Okay, so power bank settled. When phone on me, the RD picks up reading from my body. What's it picking up? Okay, even if let's say today I don't hold anything. Okay, but our body is actually a conductor of electricity. If you don't believe that we are conductor, right? Try washing your hand, wet your hands, and go and play with the switch, and check whether can you receive the electric shock. Okay, so we have this general knowledge, right? People, last time our mother say what? Hey, when you wash your hand, don't go and switch the light. Later, short saves electric user, right? Correct? Because we are an electric conductor. Therefore, whether you like it or not, even without your phone, we will be absorbing certain EMR energy into the body. So sometimes when you use the detector and when you detect your body, and if it beeps here and there, it's normal, because there could be certain elements like statics, or maybe there could be some radiation energy going through your system as well. Okay? And all you need to do to avoid that is to do grounding. Remove your shoes, find an open area like grassland or maybe beach, tepi pantai, just ground it. You ultimately discharge back to the ground. So that's the only way for you to discharge the statics and radiation from the body. Okay, the best way is tepi pantai, because sand is the best way to ground it. Okay, not on the fake grass. I know a lot of houses, they got the fake grass. Now, fake grass means there is no ground, right? It's only plastic. Okay, right. So, okay, basically for report, right? Now, I have to tell you that this technology is not new. It is not a yesterday technology. The R&D begins back in 2009. And over the years, they've developed a lot of different prototypes, or we call it X brand or models. I believe some of you heard of it, from the internet. And you must understand that when they do all these testings and report, it is actually based on their first invention back then. Okay? But all the reports is actually pointing to the same technology. And EmGuarde is actually a brand new name that Energic needs for a new phase. Because when Energic took over the technology, they cannot be using the X or O names. So EmGuarde is actually created to fit Energic's collaboration, and they need a new name to show the world that they are the owner now. Get it? That's the reason why for all the reports here, they are using the same technology but with a different name because it's from those days. Okay? All right. Does RD needs calibration? The answer is no. There is no. Does RD needs calibration? The detector. The answer is no. There is no calibration can be done. No, it is different from ROP meter. Okay. And where is EmGuarde? Oh, it's from Malaysia. Okay, it's developed by a group of Panasonic engineers. Okay, so it's from Malaysia, but these engineers, they've got very strong Japanese influence. So this actually caught Mr. Oshiro's attention because Mr. Oshiro is from Japan. And when we told him about this group of people from Panasonic, they've been working in Japan for many years. So they have got a lot of Japanese influence. So that caught their attention. At the same time, it has to be a very good technology in order for Energic to take up the sole distribution right globally. Okay, so it's from Malaysia, but with very huge amount of Japanese influence because they're from Panasonic. Last time, okay?
One of the mention is the technologies from Japan.
No.
One presenter from Singapore.
Okay, so okay.
So I thought, when I thought that, I thought it was very misleading.
So let's use this. I mean, we don't blame people for talking wrong message because this is new and sometimes they might be receiving wrong messages. It's fine. So let's use this meeting to rectify this message. Okay? Very small problem.
Apologies.
Let's mute the Zoom. Okay. Does EmGuarde itself emit EMR? Okay. Now, to be honest to you, anything that comes with electricity, let's say they need to power up with either battery or electricity, right? It will come out with a very small amount of electric field radiation. Okay. So let's say when you turn on the EmGuarde that way, so let's say there's a cable there, there will be a slight amount of electric field radiation coming out from the cable itself. And it is measurable using the electric field detector. So the answer is yes. Okay, even your phone with battery, everything that comes with electricity will emit certain level of electromagnetic radiation. And in that case, it's electric field and magnetic field radiation from the power supply. However, in order for EmGuarde to pass as a product or compliance, SGS is actually a certificate to ensure you that this level is safe. Okay, first point. Second point, very low frequency. Okay, the second point is that because we are not hugging the EmGuarde and sleep, we don't hug, we don't hold, we don't put the EmGuarde in the pocket. EmGuarde is actually situated in somewhere where your body has not got contact with. So very low frequency electric field radiation is when you hold your hand like this, you're touching it, and then the electric field might be transferred to your body. This is the only way to get the radiation. But when you do this, there is no way that the electric field radiation will get to you because it only goes through conductivity. So whenever you touch it, you might get a little bit of it. But EmGuarde is not a close contact item. You leave it there for 4 meters. So no worries.
The frequency range?
50-60 hertz. They are using the standard 50-60 hertz to power up the EmGuarde, which is the standard 50-60 you use in your refrigerator, your air cons, and etc. etc. Okay? Any other tools other than RD? Now the answer now it's, so far we have another software which I share with you, but apparently we are warned by developer that we should not be using that because we don't want to offend them. That software actually shows part of the core technology that they're using, and it's like Kangen water. Japan won't tell you how they built the electrolysis chamber. This is their technology secret, and we have to respect that. So because of that, I have to respect their request, and I cannot be teaching everyone on how they use that third-party software and all that because it's very close to exposing the core technology. And so we have to respect the request from the developer. The answer is yes. We have other devices to show you besides the Audi, but currently Audi is the most simple advice to show to the layman market. Because the setup of that third-party software is pretty scientific, and it is not practical for you to do demo in people's house. Yeah.
Please repeat the question.
Okay. Can we buy and sell? Okay, this question, maybe I'll get Simon to answer this question.
Okay. Now, can
Simon.
we buy?
Thank you, bro.
Thank you. Can we give David a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen? Okay, let me respond number 10, then we go to that question. Yeah. Number 10 is, can we buy and send overseas? Now, this one, you could be asking from a technical point of view or an EnerGic system point of view. I'm going to answer both. From a technical side, there's no problem. Huh? You can buy a phone here and use it overseas because it doesn't come with a socket anyways. You buy let's say in Australia or wherever, you buy it there. As long as it fits to the specification, you can buy it and you can use it. But in the EnerGic system, currently, because it's only available in Malaysia and Singapore, but more to come, right? So if you're in, let's say, Indonesia or Philippines or wherever your account is there, you can still buy in Malaysia, but maybe under a friend's name. You cannot actually register it as an account from those countries where EmGuarde is not available yet. So this one is not up to us. It's not up to us distributors. It's up to EnerGic, headquarters, Japan, to decide when to launch such countries. And if you are tuning in from other countries, and we have a guest here also from Indonesia, do you think EmGuarde will be in your country? Of course, but the only thing is the time, when they're going to do it. And I'm sure company has their reasons to slowly open up, right? Because they don't want to make any mistakes. You know, maybe they open up too fast and they couldn't get the products there. They have their reasons. So we just have to be patient and wait for the announcement from HQ. Even our Singaporean friends have been asking for so many weeks and months. And currently, let's give a round of applause to Singapore. Now, they already have the EmGuarde in Singapore. All right? They have already launched it, officially launched it, means you can register and prepay. I heard from some of my Singaporean friends, you can prepay for the EmGuarde because the stock is arriving very soon. So currently in October, this is the launching month for Singapore. Okay? So I think that answers number 10. Yes. Malaysia. You're talking about the certification in terms of safety or whatever? Okay. So far, there's only the certification from USM where they did the testing on the animal testing on the blood flow. But in terms of, like, for example, some people may ask serum, all right, serum. Now, EnerGic believes that when they have SGS, all right, those are international serums already. So they do not feel the need. They do not feel the need to get serum because those compliance testing, all right, is international. If this product can be used internationally, that also covers Malaysia. So the short answer to you, doctor, is I believe for the compliance testing, Malaysian body don't have because it is SGS. It's just like many of the products that we buy overseas, they also don't have serum because they use international compliance testing. Yeah, so that's the answer to you. Yeah, and you have one more question. Two questions. The USM paper, I have to check on that. USM paper, the whole report, right? Yeah. I have to check on that. Not sure. Let me check on the M. Later, if some of you can go to emguarde.com, you can also check under certification. It could be there, it could not be there. We have to check. You're talking about this silica gel, right?
Yes. Different types. I don't know which is the
Any type will do. Okay, this question is regards to the silica gel of the RD. Now, first and foremost, yeah, this detector is from a third-party supplier. So I want to make that very clear. It's not from us. EnerGic is just selling it. We were told that the silica gel, as long as you buy it and is able to remove the humidity, is good enough. The intention of the silica gel is to not have humidity to oxidize the copper coil. That's all. You can put a few. That's a very good question. I don't have an answer to that. That's a very good question. The silica gel, can change color. Isa said change color. My one so far is still white. Yellowish. Black also must change. Red also must change. Yeah.
So how many do we put in? 10?
Okay, this detector we have about 3 to 4 here. So I think that one tak kisah lah, but if you have 1 or 2, I think it's okay. If you want to put more, up to you lo. As long as there's no humidity. And again, before we end, ladies and gentlemen, This detector, let me do a little bit on this detector since we're on the topic of detector. How do you hold the detector? Like that. I've seen some distributor, they hold like this. Because your hand has humidity, sweat or whatever, it may go into the copper coil. So do not hold the detector like this. You must always hold it like this. Okay, like this, and you're testing. And another thing. Ken, boleh. Wait, let me just put on this mic. Okay, let's turn off the EmGuarde. So now going to demo also. Yeah, demo. Okay. Okay, let's hope the EmGuarde on opposite doesn't affect, yeah, because there's also EmGuarde. Where's my phone? So now the EmGuarde is off. We have to turn off the EmGuarde. Yeah, can you check? Because there's EmGuarde in the opposite side. We have to off all the EmGuardes. Thanks, Ben. Maybe if I go further, can go. It's still being covered. Yeah. So we have normally, when we do demo, we have to off all the EmGuardes in the office. Good, huh? The EmGuarde is not even this one, you know. It's that one, I know. It's still showing 0. No. It's the one, you see, their staff office come all the way here, one. Right here. The staff office. So there's one inside. Still don't have? Check with Chen Ming. This is the compliance testing. Compliance and FCC. What certification?
There's only 2 certifications that's provided in the website.
Okay, here you can see here this one. I don't think they uploaded the file itself, but here they just write it up. But the file is not uploaded.
This is the awards, but
Yeah.
the certificates only 2.
Correct, the SGS law. That is the compliance testing certificate. That is the one that EmGuarde has.
Engineer is
Malaysian.
all in Malaysia.
Yes, but work in Panasonic, I believe, between 20 to 30 years.
How many years of this technology already in Malaysia?
13 years? 2010. Off already. Han may lægge on, they go back. 做咩個桑嘅喂？係咪啊？後邊？
應該係嗰間房第間。
冇理由啊！ Okay, for those of you on Zoom, the training is ended unless you want to stay behind to see the EmGuarde demo.
Will you be given the patent document?
The full document, I don't think so. Abstract, yes. Because the patent also talks about the technology, the in and out. So they will never give the full document. Even like, Energic's ISO 13485, it's only the front page, right? The report is very thick one. Yeah, so that's sensitivity. Okay, Telegram. Okay. Oh.
This area, maybe.
Somebody turn on the EmGuarde, huh?
Oh my, I have EmGuarde here, sorry.
Wah, tengok ni. Okay. No problem. Happens. Spy, other spy. Okay. Yes, okay. Wait, Ben, can you help me do one thing? Prepare the QR code for the Telegram. Then after that, they phong hai ko screen ko to. What they share screen. Okay. So now we know. Okay. So to some of my Indonesia or Philippine or wherever friends, and we have our guest from Indonesia here. Okay, guys, Isa, yeah, let's focus back here. This is how the detector works. Let me put the phone away first. So you can see, now this ring, let me off it first. Some distributors ask, they have sent some videos to me and all that, my downlines. They say, hey Simon, how come when I do like that, don't have, but when I do like that, have? Because this ring is like a scope. Now this scope is very focused. This meter measures microwatts per cm square. Most detectors you buy in the market is per meter square, which means the radiation comes from north, south, it's all pick up. So it becomes very difficult for you to pinpoint where is it coming out from. Because in your home, you may have one purifier here, one TV here. You want to know whether it's coming from here or from here. That's why this ring is very focused. So if you do a demo, this one ada, this one ada, means where is the radiation coming from? Bottom. Yeah, coming from bottom. So it's very focused, okay? So when we turn on this detector now, what is the reading? About 0 lah, a bit of static, the air. But when I start to go nearer to the projector, how much is it showing? Overload, more than 2000 microwatts. And by the way, this measures cm. This is a 9100. We are measuring cm square. Yet, if I just go here, I'm not even going here, you know. I'm just going here, it's already coming up with 1800, 1900 microwatts. Yeah? So, doctor asked me, what about your phone? Let's put it onto your phone. So, you put it onto your phone, how much is it? 1008, 1004, 1005. Your phone as well. Overloading. Okay, 2000, more than 2000. So the old model, now the new model will measure up all the way up to 3999 microwatts. This is the upgraded version. This one, let's say you go projector, apa lagi? Let's go to the power box. This one. DB box. Overloading. 2000. And this area in the platinum room, very special one, this place. Nothing, right? No aircon. I'm quite far away. It's showing how much? 1400. This place is coming from downstairs. But just now EmGuarde is on, now it's not on. So can you guys see this? So what Ben is going to help me to do now, Ben, if you help me out, before you turn on the EmGuarde, so let's take my phone, yeah? So, okay, let's put a projector lah. Just now projector again. So now we're going to turn on the EmGuarde. 0. So, phone? Doctor's phone?
Oh.
0.
You going straight ah?
Walao. Okay,
Right.
TV box.
You want to go and then you park yourself, is it?
Can we mute? 0. This one just now, the ladies sitting here. Safe now? Safe now. 0. Okay, so once the EmGuarde is turned on, you are fully protected. All right, and according to Enagic, the range of the EmGuarde is 4 meters radius. Radius is one side only. Diameter is 2 sides. So diameter is 8 meters. And as I mentioned, the EmGuarde coverage is like that one. Like that and like that. So it also covers you on top and bottom. Okay, so those of you who are living in double story houses, you know what I mean. You can put it in a place where it also covers both areas. But if you're living in a big place, a big house, bungalow, semi-D and all that, you will need more than one EmGuarde. For the Enagic distributors, is that good news? Yes. But sometimes we go to a customer, talk so much, they only buy one Kangen machine, right? Yeah. But this EmGuarde, they have to buy more, right? So is it good for us? Yeah. Good. Yeah. And you may ask, hey, how come there's no device that can actually cover the whole house? If you were to research all the other devices in the market, their coverage range is even lower than EmGuarde. EmGuarde is already considered very good already. And 4 meters radius, you may want to listen to this, guys. 4 meters radius is an under-promised number. Do some testing yourself, but do it in an open area. I've done it myself. The EmGuarde actually covers way more than 4 meters. But why the companies say there's more than 4 meters? There's much more. In fact, if you take the phone, 6 meter radius, you know what's the longest I've tested? But I don't want you to have any expectation. You know why? Because when we say open area, means there's no static to influence it, you know. means it's an open area. Let's say in a factory or in an open area or garden or whatever. I measured it is 12 meter by 12 meter. But again, we don't tell the customer that, because why? Their home may have a lot of static. So that's why we keep it to what ENERGIC has said, 4 by 4. Yeah, so with 12 by 12 is very big, you know. This room, how many meters do you think this room is? This room? 8 meters? 8 to 10 meters? This EmGuarde covers the whole room. Yeah, so again, but this is an open area lah. Because certain houses, you got like wall lah, mirror lah, this lah, that lah. So we have to account for that. That's why we under promise and say 4 by 4. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the next, okay, this is the Telegram channel. Please scan and join. And don't just be the only one who join. Get your downlines to also join so that they don't have to keep asking you on the information. All the slides, information, training, everything is already uploaded on the Telegram. We make it easier for the distributors. Yes? I don't think so. Yeah, they I faham. Oh, but I don't pull it off the switch, can? The switch. Oh, the switch is like inside can? Yeah. I don't think they're gonna make the on-off. Yeah. So, no answer to that.
Can you clarify that?
Okay. No. What the answer was, majority of car adapters is about 13V. So don't use the 13V one because it will spoil the EmGuarde. Look for a car adapter that is doing 5V, 2 to 6 ampere. You must use minimum 5 volt because 2 volt is too low. Buy another one. Because you go even online, right? You can just type the specification, it will come up. Buy online. Yes. Yeah. So again, right, regardless is it car